Okay, seeing as how we are nearing the end of the year, and I'm probably not going to see a movie between now and tomorrow, I'm going to do kind of a quick, my top 6, and then what I thought were the 6 worst movies. I'm going to throw in some honorable mentions. Then why am I doing 6 as opposed to top 5? Very simple. I like to go one more than the competition. So start off first with the good list, going through the honorable mentions. Definitely maybe. Cute comedy. I have other reasons for enjoying it. Not a bad romantic comedy, decent enough for a guy to actually enjoy, and not too schmaltzy. Atonement. Okay. I do like period pieces, and I enjoy Keira Knightley. This one's pretty good. It's not a Titanic, which is what I was kind of trying to be. But all in all, it's good. It was enjoyable. I liked it. Okay. I'll go with Get Smart next. I enjoyed the TV show. I thought that, it worked on a couple of levels. Steve Carell played off fairly well. Dwayne Johnson was not really annoying. And, all in all, fun movie. I enjoyed it. It's pretty good. Go with Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. They did a pretty good job. I like the special effects. They did a nice job when it came to the actual fight. It seemed more like what a Hulk movie would be about. But there were some times where it just felt more like an action movie. There really wasn't a whole lot more in the way of character subcontext when you compare it to some of the other superhero movies. And, and then the last one for the honorable mention would have to, of course, be Rambo. Rambo was brutal, bloody, violent. Seeing Stallone shoot like soup can holes into people was good. The disemboweling at the end was just intense. But why it didn't make the list is Stallone trying to have like a love interest while being Rambo, and the dialogue sometimes was just, worse than like a George Lucas love scene. So now we're going to go to top 6. Number 6. Hancock. I liked Hancock. It really didn't have any sort of, Marvel or DC backing. And it was a good movie, showed, collateral damage, which you almost never see in a superhero movie aside from The Incredibles. Will Smith did a pretty good job. Yeah, it kind of falls apart a little bit when it's like, oh, well, I'm a superhero too, and we've been together for a long time, but we're actually like angels or demons or gods, and they try to explain it. You can tell they were going places, but they had to give him a weakness. And it kind of worked. I watched the DVD recently, and it's a much better movie than when I first watched it. Number 5, Saw 5. I'm a Saw fan. Sorry. It kind of had to make the list. It had some brutal moments. It had some vicious moments. As a horror movie, so I'd expect, phenomenal Gone with the Wind style dialogue. Number 4, Hellboy 2. The creatures alone, this movie was just fantastic when it came to special effects. Ron Perlman does a great job as a suit actor. A guy you can throw makeup on, put him in a giant, bizarre-looking suit. He can get the job done. It's a believable character. The story was very good. And again, creature work was amazing. Great special effects. Number 3, The Other Boleyn Girl. Again, sorry, I dig period pieces. This one had a pretty decent flow to it. Everyone came off like that time was just rough. And that did a pretty good job, period piece. I liked it better than Atonement, because it had a better flow to it. And, some of the scenes, like an incest scene and stuff like that, there was just so much going on in that movie that made it really entertaining and pretty riveting to watch. Down at the top 2, Iron Man. Sorry, I am at the end of the day someone who enjoys comic book movies, and this was the movie Robert Downey Jr. was born to play, period. Number 1, if you have to take a guess and you have to try to figure it out, it is The Dark Knight. Saw it twice in movie theaters, once regular, once in IMAX. You know, just a fantastic movie. Yeah, I can get over Christian Bale as, I am Batman, sort of, way of talking, but you know what? It was great. Heath Ledger put on the performance of a lifetime. And that movie was just overall phenomenal. Yeah, people go, oh, it's kind of long. But you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it. Now we go to my 6 least favorite movies of the year. We'll start off first with Jumper. I love the concept, but I thought the character of Griffith was much more exciting than the main character. Sorry, I just thought it was. Number 5, Chronicles of Narnia 2, Prince Caspian. I saw it, and I could barely make out the dialogue half the time, and it seemed to have lost all of the charm that the first one had. And it just didn't draw me in at all. Good special effects. The ending fight sequence was kind of just meh. I didn't really get the feeling that I got from the first one. It just wasn't as good. Number 4, The Eye. Yeah, we need to quit doing Japanese horror remakes, because they just progressively get worse. Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm sorry, there was just nothing going for this movie beyond, Harrison Ford could probably do Indiana Jones 20 years from now, easily. He can pull the character off, but it seemed like he was in a movie that he didn't want to be in, that made no sense for him to be in, and it was just bad. Just, there are very few redeeming qualities and lots of really horrible qualities. Shia LaBeouf with the greaser haircut and the greaser haircut monkeys. The nuclear refrigerator scene. Just didn't really do it for me. Number 2, 10,000 BC. This was like this year's Apocalyptico, where it seemed like it had everything going for it, and it's just it's kind of like a chase movie with special effects, and it just really didn't work. It never really drew you in, and if you're going to do people who are from this supposed time era, don't give them perfectly pearling white smiles. It really kills the realism. And now my least favorite movie of this year, Cloverfield. Super hyped. Everyone thought, oh man, this is going to be the new Godzilla movie. This is going to be like the reinvention of the new huge monster flick. And all it was doing a crappy generic monster flick, Blair Witch style. You know what? It was loud. I didn't care. I wanted everyone to die in a horrible way. Because, you can't, in like 60 minutes, run up into a building, jump onto the other building that's collapsed into, then make your way back with someone who is severely and mortally injured. I'm sorry. If you want to do a very realistic movie, do one realistic. When they made it to, his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend who he really loved but he was a dick to the last time he saw her, he should have got there, should have tried to save her, and she should have died right there. Give it a little bit of emotion right there, and then have him have some guilt going into the end. But, Cloverfield, I'm sorry. You sucked as a movie. You fail at life. Happy holidays. Have a happy new year. Looking forward to 2009, and hopefully Fox will let Watchmen be released.